everyone, welcome back. I am very excited to be back with a new thrift haul featuring everything I've picked up for fall over the past 2 months. So let's start with a brand I discovered recently. And honestly, I have been trying so hard to stop myself from buying more from them because I'm really in the mood to enjoy what I already have, especially when it comes to jewelry. But the brand is called Biche de Bère, and I found a ring and a necklace from them on Vinted. Most of their pieces are silver, and I love that so many of them have this bold, chunky look. And the ring has barely left my hand since I got it. I've been wearing it almost every day, and the necklace is one I don't wear daily, but it's definitely the piece I reach for the most. It's decorated with all the zodiac symbols, which I love. And if you've been here for a while, you probably know I occasionally make a zodiac inspired style video. They're not my most popular, but they're some of my favorites to create. So if you'd like to see more of those, definitely let me know because I am excited to make one again. I also picked up a bag from Marc O'Polo. Back in summer, I was really tempted to get a woven leather bag, but I ended up passing on it. So when I came across this one, also on Vinted, I was instantly convinced. And the leather is beautifully soft and thick, and the bag has two main sections, one with a magnetic closure and another with a zipper. It's got that slightly slouchy, effortless look that I love, and the little belt details on the strap is a very nice touch in my opinion. It's also one of those bags that looks quite small at first, but actually fits a surprisingly large amount. I was genuinely impressed when I realized my laptop could fit inside. It is a close fit, but still, it works. The next item is something I was actually looking for. Most of the pieces I buy secondhand are lucky finds, those things you just stumble upon that you weren't necessarily searching for, but do know you'll wear a ton. But this one was different. It was something I had in mind for a while. Because we've been having such beautiful fall weather lately, mild, not much rain, so I really wanted a corduroy trench coat, preferably in brown. It's not the most practical coat since it's not super warm, but with the temperatures we've been having around 12 to 18 degrees, it's been perfect. And I've always loved a long coat for days when my outfit feels a bit too simple. Not that a trench coat isn't basic, but for me a long coat feels like a little protective blanket. It just makes me feel more put together and cozy at the same time. And I have been drawn to corduroy in general. I'd love to find a good pair of corduroy pants, but I'm hesitant to buy them online since I'm never sure about the fit. So hopefully corduroy pieces become a trend again. I also found a few pieces at the thrift store. The first one is this wool sweater from Springfield. I actually came across it in the men's section and it's definitely shrunken, but that's exactly why I often get lucky there. I've noticed that a lot of quality pieces end up being donated simply because they don't fit anymore, and those slightly shrunken men's sweaters tend to fit me perfectly. Plus, since the wool has thickened a bit from shrinking, they are usually some of my warmest pieces too. And I also really love the style of this one. The sleeves are a deep maroon and the top is grey. It's a kind of color blocking design you mostly see in men's pieces, and I really like that look. The next piece is another one I have been keeping an eye out for, and it's a fisherman sweater in either white or beige. And I really wanted a basic sweater to wear at home, something I can throw over anything and something I won't get sick of. And this one is from Mango originally, and it's made of I think 50% wool. It has that slightly chunky texture that I love, but it does spill a lot. But I have been reaching for it constantly, mostly when I'm working from home or when I want to feel cozy outside of my home. But I am still hoping to find a 100% wool version eventually, especially since I have proven over the past weeks that this is the kind of piece I'll live in all season. And then I did give in to a fall trend, Boatshoes. I had a feeling I'd like them since I already love loafers, and these feel like a slightly more comfortable laid-back version. And my dad used to wear shoes like this all the time, especially as his Gordon shoes, so they've always felt kind of nostalgic to me. But I never really came across a pair designed for women before. But this season I noticed a lot of brands coming out with their own versions. But still, I didn't want to invest too much since I wasn't sure how often I'd wear them. But when I saw this pair on Vinted, I immediately went for it, and I'm so glad that I did because they're such nice quality, and I love that they have a slightly vintage look to them. Another piece I have been looking for was a sweater that is fitted around the waist but loose everywhere else. And I feel like a lot of vintage brands were known for sweaters in this style, but it was surprisingly hard to find one in cotton. Most of the ones I came across were pretty worn or made from polyester or acrylic, which I usually try to avoid when I can. And this one is from United Colors of Benetton, and I really love it. But if you know any other brands that are known for this style, please let me know because I am still on the hunt for another one. And then there is another brand I really fell for this season, Copine. I've known about this brand for a few years, but it's definitely a second-hand favorite. Their pieces are either hard to find or can be quite expensive for what they are. But I was lucky enough to snag these pants. I love the built-in belts. It's super practical, but it also adds a lot of visual interest to an otherwise simple design. And then I also picked up a top from Copine. I've been loving off-the-shoulder styles lately, and this one is perfect. It's light and breezy, but it has built-in straps to keep it from sliding off my shoulders. And the design is also pretty simple, but it's exactly the kind of top my closet has been missing. And then there's another pair of shoes, which I actually found at a thrift store. And this pointy style is one I'm immediately drawn to, even though I know I probably won't get a ton of wear out of them anytime soon. But here's the thing, they're made in Italy, and I often find it hard to justify buying more dressed up shoes because I don't wear them enough. So when I found these for just €5 at my local thrift store, it felt like too good of a deal to pass up. Another sweater that's already getting a ton of wear is this one, also from United Colors of Benetton. And I fell in love with the colors. I'm not really one to match my outfit, but I have a butter yellow bag that I've been loving to pair with it. And when it arrived, it was much bigger than I expected. But since it was made of wool, I decided to wash it at 40 degrees, hoping it would shrink a bit. And when I took it out of the washer, I was honestly a little scared because it looked much smaller than I anticipated. But in the end, it worked out perfectly because the sleeves are almost a perfect fit for me and the overall shape is also pretty good. So definitely a bit of a risk, but it did pay off. And the last sweater I got was the opposite. Not all thrift finds, especially online, turn out to be a success. And this one is also made of wool, but I think it had already shrunken quite a bit from the previous owner. And I was hoping it would be a bit roomier, especially since I was looking for a slightly oversized fit. So I have to admit I haven't worn this one yet, but I'm still going to hold on to it for a little longer to see if I'll end up wearing it, because it's pretty basic and it might come in handy over the winter. And that is everything I thrifted over the past 2 months. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'd love to hear what kind of pieces you've been searching for lately. And as always, I'm also curious which of the pieces I got is your favorite. So thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next one.